Okay, here we are at Chapter 2. I want to talk a little bit more about general evolution of trade. You know, there's an interesting theory I was reading that going all the way back, trade started with man trading things, and all they could do is carry what they had. Typically, things like spice were traded because they were made in certain parts of the world. And then we advanced technologically, even thousands of years ago, to use a yak or a camel or a cow or a horse or something to carry goods from point A to point B. But that wasn't very efficient because how much can a yak carry? And then we, of course, developed boats, from the yak carrying 200 pounds to a boat carrying 2,000 or 20,000 pounds of product. Makes a big difference. Colonialism, where countries were extracted for their resources. China trade was one of the biggest international trades going because Europe wanted silk and ceramic chinaware. So, again, the boats got bigger and better. We also developed financing for these options because going all the way to China and coming back with goods took 6 months. So you had to finance that. So we started the corporation concept right there. And then the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s hit. And this chapter leads into some of the theories, the earliest mercantile theories. And this is where we developed specialization. We were able to specialize in certain things. And nations began to specialize in certain goods, which led to the concept of competitive advantage and absolute advantage. And I want to make sure that you understand that very clear. Absolute advantage is basically being better at making something, and that's the easy one. Competitive advantage means that you as a nation are giving up less to be able to produce something. Take American farming. We don't have to give up much to increase our farm output. Japan is strong in production of computers, so they don't have to give up much if they wanted to do that. If Japan decided to go into wheat farming, they would have to give up a lot of industry, so that wouldn't be competitively advantaged for them. So that's competitive advantage. Make sure you understand that one. Then the chapter goes through a number of different trade theories, and what it results in is basically governments playing a role as we bring us to the modern age. Governments really stepping in to help and hurt trade. Hurting trade means that you're restricting trade so that you may help your domestic industries. That's why I call it hurting trade, but tariffs are basically charging more money for imported goods. That's what a tariff is. And that's a hot topic in the news right now, and I think that comes up in some of our topics. So that is the topic for the day for week 2, which let me just pull that up, make sure we have everything lined up here for week 2. Click the button on week 2, and we'll see what's due. And we've got the chapter. There's a media quiz on Dubai, and we're talking about Legos and how the Lego Corporation is pretty interesting in its development. Very impressive company, the Lego company, and I think maybe some of you guys have played with those. I played with them when I was a kid. And then there's a counterpoint about carbon tariffs, which is always a hot and interesting topic. Now, consider in the chapter how governments influence trade. How does government influence trade for example, for Lego Corporation? European company, Scandinavian nations have a way of helping support their own industry. Businesses support their own industries. And for carbon tariffs, it's a hot topic. How do governments have a role in something like that? So enjoy chapter 2. There we have it.